Okay, this is video 10, but it's the third in the series for 2-point perspective. So with 2-point perspective, this one's going to draw an exterior view of a house. So if you remember from the first two videos, I'm going to select two vanishing points, one on the left here, I'm going to call that one VP1, and I'm going to draw one on the right called VP2 on the side over here. And remember, there's an imaginary line running between these two. Now you don't have to draw this in, but I'm just going to, for argument's sake, I'm just going to kind of put it in so we can kind of visualize this. So this line represents your horizon, represents your eye level. So what we're then going to do is we're going to draw your house. Remember, you've also got these two areas here, either side of your vanishing points, which you don't have to draw these in, by the way. On this side, you don't want to draw outside of these two areas. So remember, if we draw the object below the line, it's going to be able to see the top. If we draw it above the line, we'll be able to see the underneath, so that will be a floating house. Or we're going to draw it on our eye level, which means more than likely we can't see much of the top. So I'm going to draw my house, the corner of my house, to just slightly to the left, and I'm going to draw a vertical line. So this is the corner of the house here, and I'm going to mark this one, the top and the bottom, as A and B. So this means we're going to be able to see the front of the house here, and we're going to see the side of the house over here. So remember, there's only three types of lines we can use in 2-point perspective. So we've got our vertical line, and then we've got our depth lines, which go back to either VP1, VP2, or they go back to both. So if I then send B back, so I'm kind of getting on a bit now, so I don't want to draw the line all the way back to the vanishing point, so just drawing what I need. So if I line up my ruler with vanishing point 1, just drawing what I need, and the same on this side. If I line up B with vanishing point 2, drawing what I need, and draw a line going back to vanishing point 2 from A on the side. Now I need to decide upon the width of the front of the house. So if I mark the front of the house to be here with a vertical line, that creates A, B, C, and D. This is going to be the depth of the house, how far back it goes. So I'm going to draw in a line here, vertical line. I'm going to mark this as got A, B, C, D. This one will be E and F. So just like we did in the last video, C here is already tracking back to vanishing point 2. So that means I've got to go to the opposite side. It's got to go to VP1. And E is already tracking to VP1, so it's got to go to the opposite side over here. And if I line it up with vanishing point 2. So we've now got our house. I now want to draw in, let's say, the roof. So I'm going to do this in red, so it's kind of contrasts a little bit with the background. So to do this, I'm going to mark on here. I'd like to mark the halfway point here, but because we're not working in metric, working in perspective, to find the halfway point, if you just lightly just go corner to corner on here, from A to F, and then E to B, this will give you the halfway point. If you then just send a vertical line upwards from here, this is the pitch of your roof. So if we call this A, B, C, D, E, F, so the top of this is going to be G here, and then we've got another one, A, B, C, D, F, G, H. So if we then mark H, send that back to vanishing point 2, but you don't have to go all the way back, so it just tracks across here. As soon as it hits that other depth line there, that's going to create another marker. At that marker, we can then go vertically upwards, and then at G, we're going to send G all the way to vanishing point 2. It's going to cross over, it's going to create this other marker here, and then these two markers, G and this other one, which I've not given a name to, I'm just going to then draw a diagonal line down to that front corner, and the same with this one, A to G, I'm going to draw a diagonal line down, that's the slope of the pitch, and then from G to E, I'm going to draw a diagonal line down over here. So that should give us the pitch of the house. Okay, so obviously if you drew the house high up, you're not going to see much of the roof, so you're going to be looking at the house from underneath. If you then draw the house on your eye level, then obviously you're not going to see much of it on there. Okay.